Hello, 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 hello everyone, hello. Welcome to the Twin-Linked GunLugger Ogryn build. This is a great build with high skill ceiling, but it's very OP. For lower Havocs below 35, you want to be using the single Heavy Stubber. For Havocs of 35 and above to 40, you want to be using the Twin-Linked Heavy Stubber with minimum range on both. The reason is because in Havocs lower than 35, there isn't really much anything to shoot. There are a lot less NPCs to kill. So if you bring the Twin-Linked Stubber, you're basically just trolling, because there's nothing to really shoot. But don't be discouraged, because the Heavy Stubber, the single Heavy Stubber, has actually 3 times the strength per bullet compared to the Twin-Linked one. So this is an extremely strong gun as well, that can kill multiple NPCs that are behind each other at the same time, including ones that are armored like Black or Maniacs or whatever. So it's an extremely strong gun and fun gun to use as well. With the single Heavy Stubber, you want to be bracing most of the time and shooting accurately at the heads of enemies unless they are carapace. So you don't want to shoot this guy in the head, you want to shoot them in the body, because that will make your bullet penetrate to the other NPC behind him and also deal more damage to your target. The only exception are the crushers, where you want to be hitting them in the head, because that's where the most amount of damage output is gonna come from, and the bullets do not penetrate their bodies or head, so it's a waste of time if you're not shooting them in the head. Now, the thing that a lot of GunLugger Ogryn builds don't do, and what a lot of GunLugger Ogryn users don't realize, is that you are still the tank, but you're also the one dealing an insane amount of damage. And this is extremely OP, and that's why your point-blank barrage ability has the longest base cooldown in the whole game throughout every class in the game. Longest cooldown. And that's why we have both the Bruiser passive ability cooldown and the maximum firepower ability cooldown reduction and the combat ability regeneration from curios. Because we want this ability to be up and running as often as possible to conserve ammo and deal the most amount of damage as possible. And we become also more tanky. So you are the tank that also deals an insane amount of damage. And anyone who knows about games knows that if a tank class can do an insane amount of damage at the same time, that's broken as fuck. And GunLugger Ogryn is broken as fuck. Now, let's see. You have 10% damage resistance from here, 12.5 from here, and 25 from here. So that's 47.5% damage reduction with an optional additional 20% on a 4-second cooldown, possibly 60% damage reduction, with an insane amount of toughness regeneration from steady grip and from bullet bravado while you're shooting or reloading. This means you can literally walk forward like a Reaper. Reapers are the prime example of how you should be playing this build. You walk forward and shoot anything that is in your path and never stop walking forward and shooting. And just kill anything in your path. That's the way that you are most tanky. The only problem is you become inaccurate for longer ranges with time. But that's okay, because most of the time in Darktide, enemies do not stand like this in the distance, they run towards you. So you're going to be running towards them, and they're gonna be running towards you, but you're going to be dealing an insane amount of damage to them and staggering them at the same time, while being tanky at the same time. So you're the tank that also kills everything, including bosses. It's OP as Jesus Christ. I don't know. Very OP. So this is how you want to be playing, legit. You want to be playing like a Reaper. The only times you want to be waiting in one place is when there's an insane amount of enemies spawning and running towards you, because it's going to be more beneficial for you to shoot through all of them while they're running in a straight line towards you, effectively killing multiple enemies while crouched and shooting through them at the same time, with every bullet killing multiple enemies. And whenever you are forced, on certain maps you are forced to stay and hold the position, that's where you want to shoot 3 bullets at a time to activate your passive for suppression, to deal more damage against them and suppress them from shooting at you. And at the same time being more accurate this way. You can do this while bracing or without bracing. While bracing is safer generally and a little bit more accurate, but not too much. But generally, whenever you can move towards enemies and shoot them like a Reaper, that's what you want to be doing. Especially against bosses, because bosses, they won't be dealing damage to you as long as you are shooting them point blank in the head. Because you're reducing a lot of damage and at the same time you're regenerating an insane amount of toughness. So even things like chaos spawns cannot damage you while your point blank barrage is active and you're shooting them at the whole time. So just walk towards the chaos spawn while it's flinging its arms around to attack you and shoot it down. With the ultimate ability point blank barrage active, it takes 1 magazine or less to kill bosses. So keep that in mind, because if there is a huge horde with many elites and a boss active, what you want to do is shoot around 50% of your mag into the boss without point blank barrage and then activate it so you get a new magazine, finish off the boss and then use the rest of the magazine to kill everything else on sight. If things get hairy, you can use your delete screen grenade and kill everything around you. And if there are not many classes that need to use the grenade pickups, you can throw around 3 of these grenades before you need to start thinking about conserving them. Because on Havoc 40, there is gonna be 2 or 3 of these grenade pickups throughout the whole map. So you're gonna have 3 or 4 of these grenades, as long as you're checking crates for them. Meaning you have 3 or 4 times you can delete your whole screen and out to win the game. GunLugger Ogryn is an extremely OP build. Very underrated, very underused. Enjoy playing it and have fun. And keep in mind, you are both the tank and the DPS. I don't want to see you hiding behind your whole team, shooting like a veteran. That's not who the GunLugger Ogryn is. The GunLugger Ogryn is a Reaper inside a carapace suit. You wanna walk towards everything and shoot it down. That's who you are. You're not a squishy, sad, whiny veteran that sits behind his whole team and shoots. Enjoy.